Hello, welcome to Weekly Controversies. I am Rob Gould. This is Tony. And who the fuck is this guy?
It's Jamie Coleman.
It's me.
It's Jamie Coleman.
I look like Jamie Coleman. The difference between me and Jamie Coleman is I'm the one who shaved. Jamie Coleman is.
And welcome to the Weekly Controversies.
It's a brilliant start to this intro.
Isn't it great having me? Isn't it great having me as a guest around here?
Oh yeah.
Lots of fun.
Rob, it's me. I just shaved. Everybody, just shaved. Clean shaved, baby face. You know.
So welcome, Just Shaved Babyface. How are you today?
I'm good. Yes. Yeah, right.
Rob, why are we here? Why am I here?
Yeah, so we are here to talk about the OTT Gaff Party weekend. And as I say, we've also got other things that we're talking about, but OTT Gaff Party is where everything has happened this week.
So why am I here?
Yeah, in and outside.
Fucking
Always the fucking one.
mayhem.
We're still catching bombs from it.
I think this is the episode. Just
We're
saying.
gonna get cancelled because of Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for the
That's not gonna be
just for
my
the
fault.
beautiful. Yeah, just for the listeners and the viewers at home.
Martin's
What
getting
episode
emotional
number
on
is
us now.
this?
Look, he knows this is the last episode. He's getting emotional.
Is this episode 11 or?
Joe, for
Yeah.
the people watching and the people listening at home, what episode number are we on?
Ooh, right. I have to get this right because I don't want to fuck
You do.
up like I did the last time. Right. We are on episode 9. Hey, come on. Let's get the editor, get the chairman and the fucking firework. Come on.
Fucking hell, you're
Darren knew that's his favourite number.
Do that. No football talk. This is wrestling talk.
That's a different podcast altogether. But we
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
to talk about the OTT Gaff Party weekend, and what better place to start is Dublin. The Red
Is
Town.
it really better play? Like, what about the Wolf show?
Well, I called the fucking Joe's not a better place.
Let's.
I think we can all understand, given the fallout, why we were in jail time and why it happened.
Yeah.
So, to a lot of people who don't probably know, or who actually don't watch OTT, Joe came out after the show day after, or even after the weekend, I think, and said that the Red Cow that was hosting Dublin on the Saturday is not going to be hosting any more OTT shows because it was just a clusterfuck.
It was.
And you probably all agree. Like, I thought it was freezing. I was shivering that venue.
Ryan Healy said he was cold all night. I had my jacket off. I only felt the cold when I walked out to go to the toilet.
I was the
Oh,
exact
it's
same.
cold.
I was the exact same.
Like, do you know how I was so cold, right? And up in the balcony, it was all right. But when you were all going up in the balcony after they said to go back up because the show was starting, I was waiting on I think it was Leon Slater, and I came out and Barry and Big Dame were in the ring, and I'm there, right? I'm afraid to move, because I didn't want to interrupt that, and I'm like this. I'm shivering. I'm literally shivering. I was like shaking Stevens out of the naked camera. I was like that at the fucking newspaper. Honest to God, it was freezing in that venue.
For me, I thought it was quite warm. Like at one stage, I had my
I thought it was
jumper
freezing.
and everything off. The only reason I kind of kept it on was the fucking bars. The upstairs were fucking freezing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only part of it I was cold at was actually just queuing up, outside, and that was it. And then obviously going in and out of, once you went up the wee stairs to go out through the bar and then into the bar area type of thing. That's the only time I was actually ever cold. Apart from, and I was only had a gold suit on and a t-shirt underneath, and that was it.
No,
There was a paper trail in the venue when a certain Tory prick made his entrance. What than that, I was one.
Taking that from me, Tony. Thanks very much. I'll take
Actually-
every credit for that.
I just want to say as well, just for today's episode, I came prepared for today, so if you just bear with me 1 second.
Like last week.
I actually, I really got
So
something.
I'm telling you, I actually went over to Martin after Trent won and just shook his hand. I was like, yeah, you were right.
Did you? So did Rob. Rob nearly got his head kicked in Belfast machine on the next night.
So
Do you know
I
something?
decided,
I don't know what he's going to do here. Because
I decided, alright.
I hope
I
this doesn't
decided
get
to
it
come all
out,
dressed
like,
up
If he
as
sits
different
down,
Tony.
if he sits down with Trent Seven towel, I'm leaving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I came dressed up just for Tony. Just for Tony.
Yes.
So this is
He's
my
done.
show
He's
now.
done. You've had the trigger and toe.
This is my show now. Got my Trent 7 towel, which I'm not going to wear because it's probably really, really dusty. It sits up on the belt all the fucking time.
How are you not coughing over the dust?
Oh, just don't even. I actually say I do clean this shit. Just it's probably dusty. Who knows? But just for you, Tony.
Yeah.
I'm issuing an emergency vote with the FiveMarks to vote you out. You absolute scumbag.
Can't vote out.
I could make things worse slightly by doing something even more than that. So obviously, as Tony knows, obviously I did go up to see Trent and stuff and had a chat with him. Not just that, also got
What's going on here?
What did you do?
That it was not what I done; it's what he done, and he gave me this beautiful little piece of it.
What do you mean he gave it to you?
Because
Tony is not impressed.
Are you all sucking Trent 7 dry? Are you a double agent?
No, I never wasn't.
Are you a double fucking agent, Rob Gold? Rob Gold, I want you to take that jacket off you. I want you to hand in your drawer armband. Because you're no longer a part of this army.
Say the same thing to Martin, who has the fucking armband.
Yeah, but I've got a sign that makes up for it. So, you know, I this was half my idea.
So does Eva. So does Ava. So does Naila. So does Cara. So does Steph. They were stick to them signs, mate. It was some lad's idea initially one night stand. You just robbed to give over.
Yeah, but I decided to do it for OTT. So you're welcome, Joe and stuff, for the idea. But I'm simply here, and I had no plans prior to last week of joining the lads tonight, but I'm simply here to keep reiterating the fact that I was right. What I said is going to happen, except for a different addition that I'll talk about later. But Trent 7 is the OTT World Champion.
Fuck you.
He is.
You know, it's something that I can't even process it still. It's Sam's not the champion, and Trent is. It's like, what the fuck?
365 days on for fucking what?
Like, he took the gamble on it.
We stopped off for food on the way home, and we were sat there, and we were just like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's crazy to think that, like, we were there for the beginning, and we were there for the end. Because we were going to skip Gaff Party, but the promo just fucking made the match 10 times fucking more. Have to see it. And we're like, imagine we missed that. We would have missed the end of Sam's reign.
Yeah.
Well, and we were all there when he won it as well.
You probably would.
We were there when he won it, and we were there when he lost it. And it's so weird because, like, I remember, listen, when we went to see Jordan Devlin's last OTT world title match, like when he lost it to a certain somebody, it was kind of the same. But this one was weird because if it was like silent, it was like a library that's supposed to be silent, but then there's like a little noise in the corner.
Yeah.
And that was when Trent won, and all them English cunts, don't know who they are, his mates or something. I'm gonna say them English cunts.
Where they 100% English though. I hear people say that, but there's no confirmation.
Celebrating and doing the pose and all. These are like 30-odd-year-old lads with about 3 kids and a divorce doing the Trent pose. You for fucking real, go back to wherever you're from across the pond. Fuck's sake, bad enough he won, and then them cunts.
I'm fully sure they might be Irish because they were at Scrapper as well. Because they're the same.
Someone said to me they were his friends from England or something.
It's possible. It's possible.
They were at Scrapper.
They seemed like a little group.
They're literally just like 4 or 5 guys. They were at Scrapper as well because they were celebrating with him then as well. So they're just the Trent 7 army. And then you got
Well, if they're Irish, then I apologise, but I thought they were English.
I believe fate intervened because I think some of us wouldn't have seen Sam's reign end if a show that was stuck in limbo went ahead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it would have happened at that show at Wolves, and then Jay just lost. But I think this was like the
payoff.
The payoff that they went with. Either way, I think Sam and Jay were going to lose.
And I think in a way, with it in Dublin, it gives them more heat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean that's what we were like I say. That's what we were talking about. Last week. The fact that this result, the way it would go, is the fact that as Tony doesn't want to actually admit that Martin was right about the whole thing.
I shook his hand. I went over, shook the man's hand.
He did. You were right. Yeah. Everyone's like even fucking Carmo just looked over at me, which is like,
yeah. I was like, no one could believe it, but no matter, and I don't even think sometimes like the fact you still can't believe it to a degree because you're like, it's like that.
Well, you see, in order for me to shake Martin's hand and say you were right, the second part of his theory has to happen because he made a two-part prediction.
Changed it.
Only half. You changed it, you bollock.
No.
You can't change it. You can't change it.
Listen to this. So I changed one part and that was it. Because of where the story is going now with Sam. I took out Jay. It'll be Sam Barry before Barry Trent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I said that last week. I said he could swap it with Sammy. But you did say Jay initially.
Yeah, unless Sam takes a massive hiatus because obviously he's and I quote done and he's just pissed off with the boys. Unless Sam takes a massive hiatus for a bit.
Yeah, because the way even like he worded with the tweet was like, "Thank you OTT for giving me this run." It's almost like, wait a second, what's he doing here? Is he like taking a break from OTT for a bit until Trent decides to come back with the title?
He's signed full time with Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks a home now for him.
And if you're not familiar with that stuff, there is no full time fucking contracts and shit in Ireland. Okay, it's a joke. It's a joke. Don't go chasing after Sam. How could you betray Dublin like that?
It's like Limerick, your daddy's home.
But do you know what? I felt so fucking weird when he won it. It was like when Waldo won it against Devlin. It was that weird feeling. It's like it's not real. And then it just was. It hit in when like he came out and he was sitting at his table and he had the belt.
Tell me.
And I'm like, I want to just get that and fuck it across his head.
I like that you pick that particular moment and those particular wrestlers. Because tell me, a few months later, what happened to Walter?
Got signed.
But before that, what happened to Walter? Who ended Walter's reign as OTT champion?
Well, Devlin did.
He did. So he was going to end Trent Seven's reign as OTT world champion.
Barry.
No, Barry won't. Barry will lose at Scrapper Mania.
That's what Martin was talking about last week.
Barry will lose at Scrapper Mania.
So tell me this. When Jordan Devlin won it, who was the most popular person in OTT at that time?
I can't say that person's name because you'd give out to me.
It was still Devlin, but he was like the partner.
Yes, exactly. Who is the most popular person in OTT right now?
Barry.
It's Barry.
Barry gets a bigger reaction.
He does. Nobody was fucking screaming for Jay at the Rumble other than myself to win. And obviously you lads in the back as well were saying. But like everyone was screaming for Barry. Barry is going all the way. He's taking the title from Trent. 10th anniversary, Sam Barry, because they're day one guys on their 10th anniversary show for their world title. That's what's happening.
So, when you're wrong and Trent successfully retained on Scrapper, you can shake me hand and buy me a pint.
Why, you bought me fucking nothing when Trent won.
Right to the point,
I got nothing when Trent won.
Because you made a two-part prediction and you was waiting for the second part to come true to win anything.
Yeah.
If you do an accumulator in the bookies and half becomes true and the other half doesn't, you get nothing.
In that terms, who's finishing their story at WrestleMania? Is it Rock or is it Cody? That I got right too.
It's not Cody. It's not Cody.
Cody got the match. That I got right too.
You got the match. His story's not over.
So, Mr. Gold, kick us off here with some Gaff Party.
So with some
we've already started.
That's the talked about the world title.
Started with the world title. We literally did. So I apologize, Rob, but we actually have started. We have literally gone on.
To kick things off, we will start off with what I thought was easily the match of the night, except obviously if you take away the World Championship match. Leon Slater versus Robbie X, the money match. I'm going to give this one to Tony to see what his thoughts on this match were.
I hated it.
What?
I hated it.
Thank you for joining us on Weekly Controversies. This is the last episode of the show. Mr. Gold, sign us out.
Do that little flip penny thing that you did last week and you caught her nicely. He fucking did it. Oh, stop. Right, Tony, why'd you hate it?
Because we were forced to cheer for you. We had to cheer for you.
I
didn't
don't want to speak because
I didn't get any chocolate. I didn't get any chocolate.
No, this is the second money match that I've actually.
Sorry, this is context for the people who are watching, right? Who didn't see. So we were up in the balcony, and Robbie X won, and he was throwing out the chocolate, blah blah blah. Noticed that there was the chocolate and the money in it, right? These two, Martin and Tony, their catch game is horrendous.
No, it was
you wouldn't even make it in the XFL. Never mind
Excuse
the
me.
fucking L.
Excuse me.
Tony was sitting
Excuse
down.
me.
Tony was sitting down.
I was sitting down. I was ringside. I didn't get any chocolate because Leon said I couldn't get the job done.
It was either me and Dean or
yeah, but
me
you still have
and
that
one of the
side, that
lads. No, because we were up top. Don't forget. Tony was sitting down with Healy and.
If anything, it was Martin's catch game and your catch game that was shy.
It was me. And
I didn't even try and catch it.
No, so it was Dean or it was who the fuck else was up there with us? This is so bad.
Ryan Fagan.
Fagan. It was either Fagan or it was Dean. Missed, and I looked over like, how'd you miss that? You know, fucking stupid idiots. And fucking Robbie noticed me, throws it to me. I went to go catch it, as well as my sister went to go catch it. Because she was kind of out more than me, I kind of half did it, hits my finger, falls down, and I instantly just go, fuck. And even Robbie looks at me. Robbie looks at me and just like, after all that. I actually need to go back and see is that on demand. That's actually I'm going to do that now as well while we're talking.
I don't think you caught it.
That would have been hilarious.
I heard the way. I heard that.
Now that I've gotten me how I didn't get chocolate out there, it was actually a really, really solid match.
Okay, enjoy that OTT on demand fucking intro, all you people. Can I just give some breaking news here, guys, that I think is extremely stupid, and this is not with OTT news and stuff. Sammy Guevara has been suspended by AEW.
Whoa,
that doesn't surprise me.
Because
he's a troubled monster.
For and I quote, breaking the concussion protocol in the match with Jeff Hardy. Why is Sammy Guevara suspended and not the referee whose job it is to make that call and stop the match?
Mm-hmm.
What happened in the match? Did Jeff get hurt?
He hit him with so Jeff got a concussion at some point. I can't remember at what point it was. But, and this is coming from Fightful, Fightful noted that concussion protocol was not followed after the botched shooting star press, which resulted in Guevara hitting the his version of the go to sleep, the reverse one, the go to hell or whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why he's suspended. Why is the referee not suspended? The one who is supposed to call the match off.
Maybe he's the one that gets Tony Khan's crack.
Tony Khan.
Sorts him out with his big fuck up beady eyes going, this is a great event.
Did you not see that lad who actually came down to ringside the Sting? His wife are still back fucking stage.
So I thought I'd let you know that because it's literally breaking news here on fucking Twitter. It's very, very stupid.
Because there's people out there that think Tony Khan is the best mountain in the world. The best mountain in the world wouldn't let a lad fly to 16 feet and jump through real glass. That's a lad that's out of his head and crack every week.
Oh, Darby Allin. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but man, he gets his body through shit. My God.
So on demand, you don't actually see me go for it, but you see Robbie just go.
Yeah, it was a good match though. People said that it definitely was a match. It was really good, you know. And the chemistry them two have it is great as well. You know, because they've had wrestled before. The first match in OTT though they've wrestled, and Robbie X got the big win. He got the big win, and you know what? It's like, it's people like him I'd love to see in the title picture. I get a run. You know, it's like they need fresh faces. They really do, especially the NLW and the OTT. Like Barry Wayne's hopefully in the next few months. But then hopefully probably Robbie X and stuff like that gets into the title picture, because we need new faces. I think that's the thing as well with OTT. I get with storylines, you know, there's the draw, and then Trent now, who's the champ. Definitely need new faces though. Need new competitors. Need new matches. Need new excitement after Scrappermania. Because normally with like anything got to do with wrestling, you need like a new overhaul of storylines, and definitely Robbie X, Scotty Davis, people like that should definitely be in some sort of title picture in the future.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Scotty Davis deserves a big shout out for that as well, because obviously, like the work he's put in since he came back to OTT as well, type of thing, and we know how good, you know, the human suplex machine is, and that.
Yeah, but I was actually going to say as well, I noticed during the commentary as well with Angus and Jamie, they were talking about TNA a lot. And I think one of them said about Robbie X being good for TNA. So clearly they're watching this podcast and are looking at it going like they agree. They agree Robbie X should definitely. And you said it, Martin, he should be signed by TNA. I said it to him when he was beside Leon Slater. I said they should sign you because it makes it exciting for that division in TNA. Like Mustafa Ali's the champion, but I get it because he's in the fucking independent scene and he's like making it big and everybody likes him, even though I've never seen anyone like Mustafa Ali ever. So okay, people like that should definitely be in the division. Make it exciting. Make it good television.
Now, obviously, OTT have got the GN Championship. Do you think if OTT had a similar style of X Division Championship in that division, that type of belt would be on perfect for the likes of Robbie X, Leon Slater? Or
absolutely.
It would have a year ago.
I was thinking, and I don't know if you are going to agree with me, so I'm going to probably make it a controversial opinion. There should be a new belt in OTT. I don't know why, but it's just, you might probably think it's too much. Another belt, why? I just feel like people like that fucking deserve a title. Deserve to represent themselves. They really do. Now, I don't know, you're more educated than me. The Irish Heritage Championship that Justin Daniels has, what's that got to do with a promotion? Does that connect to anything?
It's an old OTT title that literally was... Scotty won it and then it just disappeared. It came back like last year and that's kind of it. I think it's like a house show belt at this point.
Listen, a belt's a belt. Yeah. And I think if they were to have that as another title amongst OTT, it gives other people opportunities to have a title. Like, yeah, it's not the GN, it's not the NLW or OTT, but it's still something. It's still a belt, especially for singles competitors, because we know there's so much imported talent coming in the next few months as well. They definitely need another title to just freshen up as well. You know, give more exciting matches, because you need that too. Especially with people like Robbie X, you need matches where you look at and go, there should be a stake at it. Not just a Robbie X for the second time in a row in the Red Cow having a money match against another Birmingham wrestler. Do you know what I mean? You want something
make an import title
different.
Literally just make an import title.
You could do that. An import title that's connected to OTT that you can go around the world with. Because I feel like they could do that with the NLW if they give it to someone like a Santos that we were talking about before. But if you did it with the Irish Heritage or something like that, I agree. I think it should be an import title.
It's a title that doesn't, like, it's not, its value realistically is nothing. Let's say its value is at the current stage of the GN title. Do you know, it's just there. So, like, that's something for, like, Robbie X. You know, they can make it big or not, but, like, it's just literally an import title.
Yeah.
Give it to someone like Robbie X who's consistent, and Leon Slater, or a man like Therese and stuff like that, and have them face the guys who aren't consistent. Give it to Irish talent. Do the same thing. They just drop it to the people who are more consistent, but they face, a lot of the time, the people who aren't consistent. So this way, there is something on the line for those type of matches. So I completely agree. I wouldn't do it with the Irish Heritage title. I think keep that as like, here's a little house show belt that can change hands at any time. Do you know?
Yeah.
But and I just want to say to Rob's thing about the GN title, like, could that be something for Robbie X? A year ago it could have, when Jay made it the absolute workhorse title. It is absolutely nothing now. I look at that belt and I think back to Jay's reign. I'm just like, what could have been? Because my favorite GN title match of Jay's reign was the one with LJ at Scrapper. Was just
that was unbelievable. And that's a good shout for if anyone wants to check it out, to check out On Demand for that match. It's a class match, absolute class.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
OTT on demand. You're home for OTT wrestling. Only €8 a month.
But what would you make of it, Tony? What would you make of a new title being an OTT? Do you think it'd be too much?
I love they are looking at the title. Like, we can have an import title. Yeah, it's called the GN title. It's currently in France.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they're making that more of a joke title now.
Yeah.
You know, so do you think they should introduce something new?
Like,
something
what
new,
kind of
something
belt?
new, something fresh.
And how does a belt hold prestige in a company if it's not in the company? It's getting
But that's what I'm
bounced
saying.
around from one company to the next, like some kind of prostitute.
You give it to someone like Robbie X, and like people, the guys who were consistently there, the guys who Joe can rely on, rather than giving it to a fucking like Leo Rush who will come back in a year's time. You just give.
But sure, he's the Rebel X champion, so it's all good.
Yeah, but the Rebel X Championship, that's RCW. Like, it's got, nothing really to do with OTT. Robbie X is consistent in RCW. That's why he has that belt. So that's what I'm saying. You bring him, like, make something an OTT for the Robbie X, the Leon Slaters, the guys you don't want to put, we'll say, your main titles on. But,
Where's Robbie X from Birmingham?
Huh?
No,
Robbie X
Leon
really from
Slater's
Birmingham. So where's Robbie from?
I'm not
I don't
sure.
know. Newcastle?
Parts unknown.
I can't.
Parts unknown.
Perfect. Put him against Randall, give him the NLW title.
He's already had a shot at the NLW title.
Even though Joe doesn't clearly see him as champion material. If Joe didn't let him beat Renzo.
That's
Because everybody beat Renzo.
Literally. But so yeah, what's the next match, Rob, that we're gonna get into?
So the next match, as I say, for me, it was a really good match actually as well. To be fair, it was a triple threat tag team match between the Hype Dogs, BDE, and the Freshness. And Martin, I'm going to come to you for that one first.
So how many people actually know that Joe likes chocolate?
I mean, people like chocolate, bro.
I didn't know he did. I know it was exclusively Galaxy Bar. I remember like when we had like Joe on and Sam just kept talking about chocolate. I was like, oh, this guy loves chocolate. It seems to be doing the rounds because the Freshness came out in what was supposed to be a tag match. I was like, I'll give you a bar of chocolate to be in the match. First, Joe said, go fuck yourself, until JB opened his mouth. It was a fun match. It was a fun match. It was grand. The Freshness got the win kind of out of nowhere. I don't know where this goes. It made sense going into the next night, which I can't wait to talk about that moment because very, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's both great but very stupid. But I understand why. But it was a fun match. BDE, they need something. Like those two are such a legit tag team in Hard Knocks, and they're I don't mind it. They're a comedy act, but like Josh is just I fucking like have high praise for Josh.
Yeah. I agree with you. And do you know what? I don't know about the Hype Dogs, or because I know they're a France Parisian team, so I don't know much about them. But they did a press. Everybody wants them to come back, and would not mind for them to be regulars like Santos to come in, make different matches in the tag team division exciting. The Social Elite and then probably be a decent match. But I will say something about BDE though, right? And I have to say, I get the start of their OTT run is this whole toilet roll thing to throw them and everything like that. But do you know what? I'm gonna say this though. As you said, they are a legit tag team. But when JB does the intro, I'm looking at that going, they're just tag team champions to me. I don't know why, but he speaks decent on the mic, JB. He does. And it's like, big bad dirty Nicky, bitter sweet Josh, BDE. And you believe. That's the thing with wrestling. You have to believe in something. And if you get everybody else involved, then you're on a cruise ship and it's just sailing. I believe that they can be a legit tag team if they're not a comedy act. Like what Tony says about Barry should be something serious instead of a comedy act. And I do get where he's coming from. I feel like that should be the same with BDE. Now, I would like to see Josh probably go on his own path in the future, but I would probably love to see even more them as a proper tag team, not as a joke, to be taken seriously. For instance, beating every single fucking tag team, not even if it's a match, backstage, beating every single tag team, taking themselves seriously this time. And instead of like putting the toilet rolls in there, make people actually watch the tag team and go, fuck me, you don't want to mess with these guys, you know? And they should do that, you know, because there's longevity in wrestling. But when it gets too long, it gets stale. Now, you probably think it's not too long for BD, and I get that, but I'm afraid it's going to get too long where people are going to get bored and will need something new. And sooner or later, hopefully, they can be shown as a proper tag team.
Yeah, especially like, I mean, like you say, like about how they could be shown where they're beating up teams, whether it's backstage or whether it's like there's a tag team match going on, they come out and just beat the hell out of the other two tag teams that are in the ring to make them look and feel more legit than what they are. And I totally agree with that. And I can definitely see them being tag team champions definitely one day. I mean, the Social Elite can be.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Rob. What I was going to say was when I was listening to Leo Rush's thing about the entrances in wrestling is very important. They have the entrance. BDE have the entrance. And he is spot on in that. If you have an entrance and you have an aura and you look at yourself and go, yeah, I think I'm it. BDE are that, but they're just thrown into this comedy act where you just throw toilet paper at them. Toilet roll. Do you know what I mean? And that's what makes a comedy then. But they are a legit tag team. You just have that in the way. If you get that out of the way, and you do everything like I just said, you've got tag team champions in the making.
Well, you see, I've spoke to upper management about the toilet roll situation, and like they don't even acknowledge that part of it, so they really don't, and they just keep putting it under people's seats, you know, and then do you know what I mean? And then the rest is history. Like, and it's a waste of good loo roll.
I'd like to.
It wasn't even the last show.
You know, it's ridiculous.
At the last show, he pulled the left one to the ring in a box and was just fucking the people anyway.
I'd like to point out that Rob Gold has been the person every time throwing the toilet paper, every show.
Sorry, BD.
Out.
Yeah.
To be fair, I was the one paying for it. I actually asked for gold toilet roll, but they couldn't get it made.
It's crap. Get it crap. But yeah. Well, here, listen, the Fresh Now's got a good window, but we're going to talk about them later on.
Indeed. So, again, Tony, what did you think? Your thoughts on that match yourself?
It was what it was. It was a match that turned into a three-way to hype up the hype up the Freshnaz, get the Freshnaz back in a tag title picture of some sort, reviewed at the Social Elite. But I do think it was missing something. I actually think that whole weekend was missing something. That was the Saviors.
It was missing the Wolves Party.
Do you know what?
Friday.
I thought the same thing. Where the fuck are
they gave us the Saviors, the proper Saviors, the three of them, and then there was nothing this weekend.
I thought the same thing. I think it was yesterday. I thought, where the fuck are the Saviors of Destiny?
Do you reckon they're gonna wait until they put them in the match?
Well, I thought they were feuding AV with Session Martina.
Even then, like, I don't know, because like we didn't have like Martina had a match on the Belfast show, but they didn't have a match on the Dublin one. So maybe that's could be part of the reason why. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like this is the time now to start slowly but surely building up the Saviors. Like when the Freshness came out, that's when, okay, we're throwing the Saviors now just to be the dickheads. Be like, what the fuck are they getting a match for? But look, it's just see what happens with them.
Yeah. Sure. So, as I say, moving on from that match, so we have the match between Renta Rose and, as I say, the fella from America, Mr. McCoy.
He's American. I didn't know that. I thought
I have a question.
He's a Jersey boy.
I have a question.
Right.
And I could be wrong, and I probably am, but we'll go. Was there not another match that started before Renzo and McCoy?
Well, we will get in. We will get into that just after this one because that one sort of continued on for quite a bit. Shall we say? But as I say, we will go into this match first, and then we will.
Quite a bit.
Hear that poshness in the voice when he said that. Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
If I may, Rob, before you pick someone to go first, I'd like to be that person.
Of course you can.
I had a real problem with this match.
Is it because they turned them both heel?
Yes, it fucking was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instant.
I love a heel.
Instant
I
disconnect.
love heels. But if you're going to give me two heels that are both bashing the country you're in, would you not have said that with tag teams making a tag match?
That's
would you
what I
not
said
have
to
had
lads. Yeah.
would you not have had being Damo if you come on there and just come out and defend Ireland?
Emma had turned around instantly and was just like, I was all for this until your man turned heel. And now it's like what was stupid as well is they turned him heel, all right? And then I think it was like halfway through the match, he was just like, "Come on!" It's like, why are we rooting for you? You shit talked us.
Like,
why would we cheer for you? It's
like,
just,
would have not been at that point there where like you send out a tag team to like I don't fucking know.
it was stupid. I literally, when you were like, I had one issue with that match, I was like, it's because they were fucking both heels. It was stupid. It was such a bad call, but
Also, on that note, I would like to give a shout out to the three guys that bought the Super. Renzo Rose pictures with them and gave them out to everyone in the front row.
Yeah, indeed. There was more of that to come from on Sunday.
I'm back. But one of them, yeah, deadly.
I have one.
Yeah, one of them girls actually as well bought our sticker and put it in our guitar or something. So shout out to
that
her.
was Layla. Shout out to Layla.
Shout out to her.
And that guitar is absolutely stunning. That is a stunning guitar.
It was Layla who had done all this type of stuff, and yeah, there's little Renzo. Oh, as well, shout out because it was them who made the because I put up the story on Instagram being like, someone made this sign, and she just, here you go. Yes, someone made the sign.
Yeah.
So
I think she made more than one because I've seen a few.
Yeah, there was. I think it was about 4 or 5 made, so the worst. So it was 4, yeah, but deadly.
Yeah.
If I had pre-planned it better, I would have like done it like as well, where I just made one for a shit ton of people. But it wouldn't have worked out because like 15% of the crowd were Trent fans, so it really wouldn't have worked out. But
we'll get into that.
No,
later
fair
on.
play for the commitment, though. Honest to God, fair play for the commitment.
But Mr. Gold.
So yes, so as I was saying, obviously we were talking about that.
Wait, hold on, wait, sorry, because I went off, right, because my camera was gone, right. We were talking about the Renzo match, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have an opinion?
Right. Can I just say something, right?
No.
I'm getting sick. I'm getting sick of Renzo Rose's matches. I'm actually getting sick of it now.
Are you getting sick of the matches? Are you getting sick of the fact that it ends the same every match?
It ends the fucking same. And Foxy, if a referee can notice Kevin Owens has a fucking brass knuckle against Kevin Owens, Foxy should realise, oh my God, this is the 20th time I see a lot of roses on the floor. Oh, he still wins anyway. Like, come on! Like, I'm not saying Foxy's a bad ref, but
the roses just keep falling on the actual.
I'm more to say on Renzo, but I'll say it when we get to night 2.
Seriously, I'm like, it's repetitive, and I hate repetitive.
Gail, you think that's bad? Why did we discuss night 2? Why did we discuss night 2?
Discuss night 2, right? You told me bits and bobs, and I can't give me verdicts on the matches
because I have a story for you for night 2.
I'm like, man, get this belt off him. I'm no disrespect to Renzo if he ever watches this. I'm not saying you're bad, but the endings, man. I hate it. I just hate it.
I felt bad for Renzo in Dublin because he's built up this hate and that hate he had, he just split with some fucking nobody from nowhere USA.
Literally. Look, your man, Griffin McCoy.
Yeah.
Griffin McCoy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Listen, first time seeing him, I wasn't say he was horrible. I wouldn't say he was fantastic. It was just all right. He was just all right to me, you know. But shout out to him for like putting his our video on his story. So shout out to him anyway for that. He seems like a cool guy because I've seen him with like fans and stuff, and he seems like a cool guy. But just the character, I just didn't get into it, you know.
The best part of that match is when it wasn't a match and BQ and Damo came out and restarted their match. The best part of that match.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, because that match itself, Big Cool, Big Damo, like it was literally non-stop from the start, right through till even, as I say, even the interval as such as well. That and as I say to those who have OTT on demand or who were there had seen what happened with regards to
No, it's not.
I know, right? Like, the people that were there that got to see OTT, that got to see the stuff behind the scenes and OTT on demand. The biggest issue I have is how, like, once again, that gobshite Emmett in a fucking Be Cool segment. How the fuck those two get...
I was in that segment too. But I ended up in that segment accidentally. So I just met Leo Rush, such a nice guy.
Yeah,
and I'd be scrapper man in 3 posts and he's signing. I'm like, lads, it's the ink dry. And I look up and see Denver pass my. I'm like, oh, fuck it, wrong up. This isn't getting damaged. He's about to throw a beacon on my way. Fuck it. And then I look up and I'm like, I share Martin's sentiments exactly. I look up, I'm like, Emma wasn't there seconds ago. Who the fuck thought it was a Be Cool segment?
Yeah. Literally, do you know what's the worst thing? Emmett just happened to be there. He went out, had a smoke, walked in. He just happened to be there for a Be Cool segment again. And I'm just like,
we were at Leo Rush's table, weren't we?
We were.
Because
I think it was you had said, I think it was you had, or someone had pointed to me and goes, look, there's Damo. And I was like, oh shit. Because I'd said, like, inside at the time, I said it would be hilarious if the two lads started fighting during intermission in the ring. Not expecting them to fight in the fucking merch area.
Merch stand.
If you watch the video back, you see Scotty Davis in the video, and when Damo walks up, Scotty's gone. Scotty just leaves Rich. Scotty's gone.
He knew what was coming. He was just like, I'm not having no part of it.
Scotty left that merch stand as quickly as Michael Cowan and fucking JBL left. the Destiny night that Rock Lesnar came out to go after Taker. That's how quick he was gone.
It was so funny too, because I mean, when you see it back and you sort of like you see what Damon says, it's like Damon's like, can you sign this here for me? And then the next thing it's like he looks up, it's like, oh shit. And that was it. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So we are touching right about, so we've got the big match to talk about as well. But last but not least, before that is Scotty Davis against the debut of Leo Rush here at the Red Cow. This is the first. I think is this the second time he's been on OTT?
It's the second time.
Second time on OTT.
As we were chatting when I was getting my post this time. As I was chatting when I was getting my post this time, he was like, I'll sign where Ricochet's face is because I took his place.
So we're gonna go for Jamie for this one. What are your thoughts on this one, Joe?
Yeah, it was a good match, I have to say. It didn't disappoint, as we all expected. It didn't disappoint. Great match. It was actually weird to me. I don't know if you thought that, but it felt like Leo Rush was the heel in the match. Like, I know he's like kind of a babyface when he goes on tour, but he felt like the heel and Scotty was the babyface. Because Scotty normally would sit like square with the crowd and blah blah blah, but he didn't. He was getting backed a lot by the OTT crowd, and it was a good sight to see. Don't know if that's like a kind of turning the corner for Scotty to be a babyface again, which I wouldn't mind seeing. But it was a good match, I have to say. Two of them really worked well together for their first ever match. You can see that like Leo Rush has a lot of respect for Scotty as a wrestler. They didn't shake hands, but I kind of seen at the end where they kind of looked at each other. I don't think anybody caught that. I think they looked at each other and it was like a kind of a nod of respect going like, yeah, good match, And then Scotty picked up, which was a massive win for him, because then after it, he did call out then Sammy, I think someone said that to me. He did call out Sammy. So there could be something big for him in the next few months also for Scotty Davis. So we'll see what happens. And I was going to say as well, meeting Leo Rush after the match, he's probably one of the nicest wrestlers I probably ever met as well. I'm not just saying that because I'm recently met him. He's literally so sound. I actually spoke to him twice when he first came out and after the show. And for the second time, I think we were standing there after Rob was talking to him. We were standing there for about 5 minutes talking about like music and talking about Jay Malachi and stuff like that. And it was like 5 minutes. He didn't rush it. He didn't seem like he wanted me to fuck off or anything like that. He was interested. We got talking about matchup. What's it?
Sorry, Leeds scored against Stoke. Sorry, my bad. Sorry.
I thought there was some like drama between you and Leo Rush. I was like, what did Leo do?
Yeah. But so like we're just talking about like, Travis Metro Boomin and stuff, and like he is such a sound guy. And if anyone meets him in his tour, support him, buy the t-shirt, get a picture, support him, because he fucking deserves it too, because he just makes time for his fans. And I actually kind of appreciate him like as well putting us in his story. For someone like that, high profile, to put that in a story is kind of an honor to us. I know it sounds stupid because it's an Instagram story, but it's an honor to us. And thank you as well for Leo Rush for coming back to OTT.
Yeah. And if you guys see him at all the shows he's doing next, make sure you say that you loved his interview with the FiveMarks. You'd love to see him on again.
Yeah, do. Honest to God.
Definitely.
And do you know what? I was actually pretty tempted as well because I was looking at the dates, and his last date he's doing is not wrestling in Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle.
And I did look up flights. So I don't know, but I could be going to North Wrestling for his last sort of tour match.
I can't wait for you to go and him just be like, didn't I meet you in Dublin?
I've seen you a few weeks ago. It's like, yeah, I'm not stalking you, Leo. I just wanted to see your last match on tour.
Fucking just go to all of them. Just go to all of them. Nah, he was super.
Literally,
he was super fucking. So the match between him and Scotty was great. Like, honest to God, it was fast. There was some technical wrestling inside there. At one point, I thought Leo died because he hit that fucking turnbuckle, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
Oh, that was sore the fucking back.
Yeah.
So it was.
Me and Rob had a bird's eye view of that. It wasn't pretty.
No, it was. Yeah, it was sick. I think it was sick.
But they had a really good match. It was great to see him. But the best part for me was me and Carmel going up to meet him. Instantly remembered us because he was just like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Sugar hand. Well, the first he knows Carmo because I was a bit to the back talking to. I can't remember who the fuck I was talking to. You or Healy, one or the other. And then I went up and he was just like, "Hey!" Shook my hand. Just like, "Can we get a photo, like myself and him together with you?" And he goes, "Hell yeah, 100%." So it was like he's like you could see it with the interview. He's just super fucking nice.
He's such a laid back guy, and he's just. Like as I say, Joe said, like he's one of the nicest wrestlers.
You can tell he loves what he does. He honestly loves what he does, and it's a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, and he's but like you say, he's so nice to talk to. Just listens to everything and everyone who was there and that, and like I mean, I would love to see him back again. You know, so
yeah, me too.
If he doesn't get booked, you know, as I say, you know, properly type of thing, or you know, on any other, you know, big sort of main stage, you know, come back to OTT, you know, this could be your home.
Yeah, but you know what? When I speak to him about like music, I always tell him about the podcast as well, because I said on the weekly controversies is something that me, Rob, and Tony do, and Martin, who's in the FiveMarks as well, comes on, and he said that's cool. He said just keep up with it as well, because I said to him, it's something that it's like a hobby, you know, it's something that we love doing. It's like you with your music, it's something that you have a passion about and you love doing. And he said, yeah, of course, man, just go and just keep doing it. You know, it's something that you will enjoy. You don't need to do it for something, you know, just enjoy doing it. And we do, we love it. That's something we do it every single week, and we love it. Not just to the people watching, but just talking about wrestling or whatever. And that's kind of it's kind of like a motivation thing. I know that sounds stupid, but it's like someone like that telling us to just keep doing something makes this worth it. Every single episode we're in, we talk about, it makes it worth doing. And yeah, so honestly, Leo Rush, come back to OTT, such a nice guy.
Yeah, hands down. One of the nicest blokes in wrestling you'll ever meet. Hands down. So we are now touching on the main event that was the hottest ticket in town and the coldest place in the town, and it was for the OTT World Heavyweight Championship. Triple threat.
Sorry, I have some breaking news. We actually do have an OTT World Champion, and it ain't Trent fucking Seven. It's Rob fucking Gold. He's the real world champion. And so nobody should take that away from him.
Trent, if you want
you
this...
sure about that? I'd like to disagree. I'd like to disagree.
I'd
like to disagree with that.
What the fuck?
I'd like to disagree with that.
Here we go. No.
I'd like to disagree with that. Rob Gold. Rob Gold.
Oh! Jamie, get yours.
Oh, that's mean. That's mean.
I'm hoping I didn't damage my kendo stick because I did. Like...
That's all.
There's going to be a 5-way for the OTT Championship at 10th year anniversary.
Basically, Fred, what we're saying is this belt is no longer special because you have it. It's now a belt that everyone gets given as a feel-good award.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what? Here's the thing, yeah. We know he's not going to be an OTT now. There's going to be like a Roman Reigns. He's not going to defend the belt. Next time to defend it will be Scrapper, possibly. You could stick your finger up your ass, pop. But this probably going to be the worst reign ever because he's not going to be around. That's the thing. It's like he's not going to defend the belt.
Which was Martin's point on the whole thing. It would make the reign. It would make you want the reign to end by having someone have it that's not there to defend it. Which was Martin's point last week.
To me, Trent Seven is no more than just a paper champion right now. He's only holding that until the 10th year anniversary. He'll lose it, and it'll be gone, and Trent will be gone from OTT.
The day I'm happy.
That's the fella who got his short.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it.
I cannot wait for the day that we have a champion, an OTT champion on this island. That's not fucking Rob.
Well, I'm afraid to disappoint you, but I am the only OTT champion on this island. And this
Clearly you're not. We've just debunked that. You're not.
This is the new OTT championship. You've got the old OTT championship.
No, see, what I have is the OG. This is the one with all the prestige. Your one is not more than a used condom.
Yeah, even though the real OG World
I hope it's not a used one.
NSW Championship. It's the class that is an OTT World title.
I've already given my 2 cents. If you want to hear what Martin has to say about the Trent 7 OTT title situation, episode 8 of the Weekly Controversies. Go check it out. And
we did touch on it at the start, but it is that whole point of what's it gonna be like? Because it's like, it's gonna be boring.
I mean, I wasn't as nervous going into a wrestling match as I was going into a certain anniversary show a certain amount of years ago when Jordan Devlin, who is now going on by JD McDonough, went up against, can't say his name. Fuck you, people. Snowflake cancellers. One day I can talk about that man again. Today is not that day, unfortunately. But I was nervous to fuck. And I was like, there was near faults, there was chances, there was selfish pricks who hurt themselves and upset people in the crowd because they hurt themselves.
Lads.
Like, even Barry tried to make the save, and Adam Axel didn't have the fucking count fast.
I have a brainwave, and this is brilliant. This is going to be classic.
But I was fuming when the tree went down and Trent Thomas lifted up.
Because you don't even understand how bittersweet this would be, especially how all your reactions would be. Even people who are not in this stream now, would you accept? Right, Barry, let's say he lost to Trent at Scrappermania. He lost, didn't beat the big one, blah, 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 whatever, right? Trent is still the OTT World Champion. A certain lanky pisshead comes back as a babyface. Would you accept Omari beating Trent and taking the OTT World Championship back?
No.
No.
Absolutely fucking not.
No, even though he's
absolutely fucking not.
Anything but Trent. Omari comes back as a babyface and takes the title.
Anyone who's not sour milk. That man's reign was stank more than gone off milk.
But what do you think Trent's going to be like? Worse than that. It's going to be as dead as a corpse.
This is going to be the best OTT title reign in history.
We fought two, and they had to get that belt off that lanky string of piss.
How is it going to be the best OTT World title reign?
Because you're all going to hate it so much, and I'm going to love it. That's literally it.
Good teams people still hate too. It's like he's not going to defend it at all. He's a world champion and doesn't defend it. Like the fuck. He's with Roman Reigns. He's a part-timer, but defended the thing about 20 fucking times. Trent's only going to defend it once or twice.
It's going to be an amazing reign.
Yeah, but the way you're not talking, he's only going to defend it once because he's going to lose it to fucking...
To Barry.
the Santino Morella of OTT be cool.
Well, like if they choose to.
Well, if it's not him, then Omari, because they're not going to do Sam, Eddie.
They are going to do Sam. It's going to be Sam's redemption. Sam has to be Trent now.
Yeah.
Sam
has to right his wrongs.
Sam had to beat Trent on what was it, Saturday, because he lost at Scrapper.
Has Sam stated all he wanted was the belt to stay in the draw.
Yeah.
And that could have happened if the Kingslayer Jay Torn faced Trent to hit the 450 into the ring rather than outside the ring and kill himself.
Also could have happened if Sam kicked out. So
this has just been a mad turn of events.
It has been.
It's just like we're still angry.
You could say it was a series of unfortunate events.
I thought it was the best thing that Joe could have done all weekend.
I don't know, cutting off Trent's mic and then Trent saying you better fucking not was probably a good thing as well.
The only thing that disappointed me was the fact there was no drinks allowed in, so I couldn't stack up all them. It's fucking pint plastic cups.
And you know why that was?
I know the drink.
Because
the
venue where the ring was
fucking stupid.
Lost its booze license.
And not only that as well, the balcony entrance was normally the upstairs, then into the balcony. You didn't have to go like through the ring or whatever, or even beside it. That was even closed. I was like, what the fuck, like? That was an easier way to get to the balcony than through the fucking ring, like.
Now we're heading an hour in, so let's head off to the Belfast show, the home of Mr. Rob Gold.
Indeed, the golden one. So as I say, we obviously had the Session Moth defend her women's championship against Corey Zero and that, and I'm going to pass this one to Tony because he was there alongside me for this one.
It was actually really good to see Corey Zero in an OTT ring again, because Corey Zero with the proper character build can be a really good asset to the already fucking shallow end that is the women's division of OTT, because the far few between the women. Debbie is off doing progress and taking bookings all over the world like she deserves. I thought they were building up AV, but AV was nowhere to be seen this weekend because she was probably also off with Debbie because they're taking bookings as the guards. I don't know. That's possibly where she was. I think they both of them were in Manchester actually. But for what it was a really good match, well thought out. A few moments where I was like, oh, that could have really hurt someone, but it was a really good match. The outcome was predictable of anything. But it was a good match because Corey's here got to showcase her skills, which character development building is good for future endeavours, hopefully.
Is there for Martina's future endeavours? Like, what the fuck did I miss all weekend? Why am I hearing future endeavours?
Who got the sack?
Jesus Christ, fucking Joe's been rightly busy this weekend.
I tell you what, I will answer that question when we get to a certain match.
No fucking Red Cow, no Eventbrite, no Martina. Jesus Christ. What a weekend.
So I will pass it on to Martin for his thoughts on this match.
Oh my god, like it was a crazy good match. Like that one spot, and then that one moment was amazing. Corey Zero is the best. I mean, it's actually Corey Zero is like the fact that she's like almost like a technical wrestler in the women's division is fucking amazing. I wasn't at Belfast, so I didn't see this match, and that's my opinion.
Yeah, the wrong question to people who are there.
Corey Zero's awesome. Was delighted she got a women's title match, but I haven't seen it because it's not up on demand yet.
So we will. So, Joe, what did you say of your thoughts on the match itself?
5-star classic.
Dave Meltzer with 5 marks.
Nah.
It's story at 8 of 5. It's not bad. So as I say, we will move on with I'm going to go on with a different match. So it's going to be the match, but that was a bit of confusion as to what actually happened between Scotty Davis and the Sam.
So I'm very interested to hear this because I have no idea what happened.
I want to know about this. Me and Martin are like the same. I want to know what's happened.
At the time, I was confused. I didn't realise what had happened. But then after talking to a few people, I understood what happened.
Do go into
So
detail.
the match did end abruptly because Foxy made decisions for the match to end abruptly because the Sam got injured.
No.
Well, did he get injured?
Like
The Sam, I don't know if it was on the outside or on the inside, but the Sam took a bump that obviously Foxy didn't like, and they were trying to find a way to end the match, and it came off, I believe, a very weird suplex. And Scotty got because even Scotty didn't know the match was over because he picked the Sam up to continue going. I was confused. Rob was confused. The kids behind me were confused. Apparently, the Sam took a bump wrong and was injured. So Foxy made the decision to call the match and count 3 twice.
Okay, because
Which is what
how long
confused
was
everyone.
that bump before the match was ended?
I didn't see it. I think the match maybe before Foxy made the call was about 8, maybe 9 minutes in. Could have been a bit longer, but it was quick.
But
it was
like-
abrupt. And the reason I know it was quick and abrupt because if you're following the Weekly Controversies Instagram, I had all the entrances and the match finishes up. But for Sammy, I used the actual match card to say that Sammy had won because I had no video because I wasn't expecting the ending.
Yeah, because I got text, I got like told like here, the match has just ended. I was like, what do you mean? Oh, they just
We were all confused, but apparently the Sam took a bump or Joe one of the bumps did get hurt.
How there's so many people
That's
inside the
shit,
Europa Hotel, but not one of you saw the actual spot.
I didn't. It mustn't have been a serious spot because he didn't. He just.
I blame
Or
Rob
clapped.
for that one. If you're injured and you know it, clap your hands.
No, listen. Get well soon. If he is injured, the same. Get well soon.
I'll be messaging right after this. Like, you all right? You good, mate?
I mean, it's not nice to hear that an injury's happened.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think it was a serious injury, but it was obviously serious enough for the match to end. And for Scotty to be left really confused.
Yeah, shit to hear that.
Yeah, it was because I mean it was getting to to a point where like it was actually starting to get good in the match, and then all of a sudden it just ended. So like okay, it's like even like the guys that were beside me and behind me and things that were like just doing exactly the same. And we're like, it's like Foxy didn't even count to 3, and then all of a sudden Scotty's music came on. It was like just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Scotty out of nowhere.
that's mad.
But a good weekend for Scotty Davis, picking up 2 wins over the weekend, which is good to see as well, type of thing. So the momentum still keeps with him, rolling in to the next show. And as was announced over the weekend too, that OTT are running a Fingless show, and that with Scotty Davis, I think it's going to be on that as well. I believe.
Yeah.
Scotty Davis.
I say
Justin
Scotty
Daniels
Davis is
2.
back in the babyface though.
It's Scotty Davis versus Justin Daniels 2 for the Irish Heritage title. It's the rematch.
Yeah.
March 24th in English.
Oh, I won't be there. I would go to it, but I'm not going to be there. In like the Dublin.
He's in Germany seeing Leo Rush.
Actually, I won't be in Germany, no. That's August.
Jamie's like, I can't wait for Martin not to be back on here.
Yeah, listen, don't get me started on Germany. I'm telling you now.
What we
So,
got
Rob, what was
next?
So we're going to swiftly move on to the next match, which, as I say, was Damon Corbin versus Limo. And again, I will go to Martin for this one to start off.
The fuck am I gonna say? Oh,
Yeah, what?
You're going to say that.
But I will say one thing. It's weird not seeing Limo in the Dublin show. It was just weird not seeing him in the Dublin show. I thought he would have been in some sort of match and all on Saturday, but he's in he got fed to Damien Corbin, who
this better
I don't
been
know what the fuck he's gonna do.
This better been a squash match. Like straight up, should have. Like, tell me now, was this a squash match?
No.
Should have been a
No.
squash match.
No, it wasn't a squash match in the quick sense, but it was a squash match in the sense that anyone got his ass kicked for about 10 minutes.
Okay, that's fine.
But
That's the way it should have been.
That's why I said on the Instagram, when Corbin shows up, someone's going to get annihilated. Because anyone that knows how Corbin wrestles knows he likes to hurt people.
Exactly.
And that happened in this match. He came out, he hurt people, he called the shots. Lima was probably in rehab somewhere going through it all over again. Because
With a vape in his
that
mouth.
lad's face, that lad's face is still being looked for after it was kicked off him in Belfast. Because Corbin came out, beat the unholy hell out of him, made it look like fucking a day in the park, and that picked up the mic and he was like, I'm the reason we're getting the biggest WrestleMania ever. I'm the reason that we're going to sell out the biggest show in OTT history. Fuck Sam. Fuck this. Fuck that. I want the NLW title. And I'm like, I'm sorry, that's the title you're calling that shot on? That's the title you're calling your shot on? The title that Matt Wyatt's basically challenge for, that is the belt you're calling your shot on. The fuck is wrong with you?
Oh.
Yeah. So but no, it was a decent. That's
the most Damien Corbin thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Like,
do you know, the funny thing is too, before the show, sort of whenever we met, whenever me and Tony and Ryan met, Tony was like, came in and said, give me his best Belfast accent as soon as he came in to see me.
Belfast. Come on, Tony, let's hear it.
What are you talking about?
Go on. Pretend you're from Belfast.
I'm not from Belfast. I'm from Dublin.
He's just too scared.
Even though I don't sound like it right now, because my voice is still going from calling Trent the Tory cunt Dobby again.
See, he doesn't want to give us Belfast accent, and then Damien Corbin hears and then just beats a 10 bells a shout out of him in the next Belfast.
Yeah, me and Corbin are boys. You don't upset the boys, especially someone that can fucking kill you and get away with it.
Man, where's your Belfast accent?
I did it from Belfast. That's it.
You're not getting mine, just go fuck off.
Do it.
Probably gives a better Belfast accent.
Right, I'll do mine very quick before we get back. Hello, I'm Charlie.
Fucking Belfast.
That's it. I'm not saying anymore.
Mr. Gold, what was up next?
Jerry Adams 2.0.
So the next, I'd say we have on the list is it's another money match between the Hype Dogs and the Freshness.
I couldn't fucking catch a break that weekend.
Out this money out of his arse.
I could not catch a break that whole weekend. I was in the wrong spot in Dublin, the wrong spot in Belfast.
Can I ask who chose the seats both times?
Ryan Healy did. Ryan fucking Healy chose the seats both times.
I know that for a fact because he was the one that
got Ryan. Ryan, yes, it is always your fault. Fuck you. Fuck Max Flurries and fuck your heat cycle.
Hey, me, leave the first one.
I would have been fucking get one, but like I can never get one because the machine's never fucking working.
So how was that match, Mr. Gold?
The match was actually a very good match. So it wasn't that. As I say, I just love seeing the Freshness in the ring. When they're together, see when you see them at separate shows, when they're against each other, it's not the same. When you see them together, they're just, they're like ham and cheese. They just go together. So
would you say the match was good or the match was solid?
I would say that no, the match was definitely good.
So was it solid? The Freshness gonna hate you now.
It was absolutely a solid match. In fact, for me, it was match of the whole weekend.
Ooh,
fuck off!
That tag match saved the weekend for me because it just had everything. Despite the fact that I didn't get me chocolate twice that weekend, it had everything. It had everything. And wait, let me finish, Jay. Yeah, you will appreciate this because this is what you wanted.
Yep.
I had everything. And then
the big news.
Then when they were celebrating their victory, BDE came out and beat the piss out of them. Like Jay wanted. BDE, JB picked up the mic and said, we're going to end you. We're going to finish you. But we're not going to do it. Our new member is. And that new member is Jay Money. I was like, hold on a fucking minute. What? Jay Money comes out, has this metal pole that you have a Velcro on, but if you want to put onto the board that ropes, comes out, walks out like he's a pimp, as Jay Money does, gets in the ring, gets down on his knees, get your head out of the gutter. Yeah. And he says, you're right, JB, they are losers. But they're my losers. To which Jay Money then beats the piss out of BDE with a metal pole, and we get the Muppet Jocks back in full. The lads are back. The reunion we all wanted. The reunion we all wanted after the weekend we've had. It was the reunion we all wanted. No. It was a better reunion than the French reunion we're never going to get. The Fresh Nazareth trio.
It does sound good, to be fair. It does sound good.
The Fresh Nazareth. Martin disgusted with that. The Fresh Nazareth trio again. And I am here for it. Oh, and a quick shout out Santos liked the idea of being in the Fresh Nads. So Fresh Nads would be a solid idea to add Santos to your team.
So like I understand that big business was like from like the get-go was fucked. From the moment that Liam retired again, it was fucked. But I felt like we could have done anything else other than just revert back to the freshness being a thing again.
I think for me, it fucked O'Malley over because O'Malley, for the great wrestler that he is, and I don't know if you'll agree with me if you listen to this, but O'Malley can't cut a promo for shite.
To be fair, I've not really heard many of his promos, so I can't comment.
He's a great wrestler. He's not a great promo.
He ticks all the boxes for a wrestler, but he's very nervous about talking. You could see that in his build-up with his stuff for Sam. He's a very nervous talker. And I just thought Jay Money bought that missing link that he needed. Now, that's not to say that you can't turn around and be like, who else is in Ireland that you could pair up with that would make a good manager? That could be that for you. Shut up, Rob. If I was to pick someone right now to stick with him, shut up, Rob. If I was to pick someone right now to put with him that I think could talk from, could get a heel, like keep him as a heel, I'd put Ty Claude with him.
Would you really?
Yes.
I would.
What's wrong with Ty Claude, huh?
No, not saying like
the lad's a good
Ty
heel.
doesn't lie.
He got built more than Renzo did at the show, and the boots came out and kicked the head off him.
Is it me, or would I just keep him with the Saviors? I know Anita is a part of that as well, but I would keep with the Saviors.
I think
but he's doing his own thing now. He's like the way I thought Jerry was with William Regal. That's the way he is with Joe.
I think that he's done with the Saviors now. But
no, the Saviors is back as the tree.
The tree. But I wasn't happy with the J Money thing. But look, see where we go from here.
You text me back and you're like, what the fuck?
What the fuck are they going back to this again? But like
that was our reaction. That was our reaction when it happened.
But like, as far as I've been told, like there was rumbling, talks about the fact that maybe Omari might be done, for a bit with OTT because I think he moved back to the UK or something like that. So there was talks about that, and I think that almost kind of solidifies that because now Big Business, which was Omari, J Money, and Scotty, is now the thing. So. It'd be interesting to see if when Omari comes back. But for now, Dexter has gone over to fucking the freshness.
Oh, wait, but that Dexter t-shirt.
Dexter's Laboratory, and it's just J Money. So, what we got next?
So next we have what was, in my opinion, it was a really, really good tag team match. Really fun. Was for the OTT Tag Team Championship. It was the Social Elite putting their tag team titles on the line against the Draws, Sammy D, and the Flex, Adam Maxted. Tony, take it away.
This match was like, it was one of those matches where you were like, is he going to give the tag titles to the Draw? Are we going to see some collusion? What's going to happen? The match was a solid match. It was a good match. It built up the Social Elite, which is what you need, especially if our Lord of the Manor is going to be coming back to make them a trio again, which he keeps teasing whatever happens. But I'm here for him if it does. But I did love that they finally pulled the trigger without pulling the trigger, but they pulled the trigger. It was what we thought was going to happen last night. Well, not last night, on Saturday night, but it didn't. But it happened Sunday night. Be Cool showed his true colours and hit Sam at the belt. So Sam couldn't have the tag belt because B wasn't allowed the tag belt. Because B Cool's a bitter cunt.
What really happened, Tony?
B hit Sam because he's a bitter cunt.
From my POV, it looked like an accident.
Were you there? Were you in attendance?
I follow the weekly controversies on Instagram.
The only accident of that weekend was fucking Sam losing the title.
That was no accident. That was history.
I think that was revenge for returning.
And then Barry was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it." And typical Barry fashion, "Oh, I didn't mean it. I slipped, and I hit the 6 foot lad rather than the lad that's 5, but I slipped me bollocks." He knew what he was doing.
But again, the night before had that little tease with the chair. Barry looked like he was going to hit Sam.
Oh, that was unreal.
So
everybody loved Jay's video on that, by the way.
Oh, what, Jay? Don't you do it!
That was He's like,
Did you
lads,
hear
lads,
me
he's
in one
gonna
of the
do it,
videos when he
lads.
done the bit of rent? Trent having done the bit of rent. I go, Trent, you fucking prick.
But socially, they're still the guys running the tag team division, and that's all you need in OTT. Mr. Gold, what we
It
got
really
next?
is.
I'm rushing you
So-
because we are coming up on time.
So next we have the main event, which was supposed to be for the OTT NLW Championship, but then some things had got changed where Renzo was being Renzo and wanted to make his own rules up as he went along.
Yep.
Said that Damon was going to get this match, but he had to basically beat Renzo one-on-one. If he wins, he gets the match for the OTT NLW Championship. Tony?
So this made me question my whole existence. Because they found a loophole. Damon's a citizen of the United States of America. Therefore, an American. Therefore, exempt from you're Irish. You can't get the title shot. And there was no like paperwork. There was no Pearson dressed up as a solicitor, lawyer, Pearson. Just Renzo came out, took the mic and said, "You're not getting a title match because you're Irish." And I said, "No Irish." Handed the mic back to Dennis. Dennis relayed that by saying Jude was agreeing with OTT management. At which point, people that wanted to get the fuck out of there because it wasn't a title match and had nothing to stay for got the fuck out of there to get their buses home.
Jamie, for fuck's sake.
So Joe ruined his own main event.
Oh, it was like we knew as soon as he said it was non-title, we knew who was going to win. We knew Demo was going over.
Yeah.
But what I didn't expect is what came after that was Demo picked up the mic and said, "You don't go anywhere." You said if I win, I could name the place and time. I thought Demo was going to name right there, right then.
Hmm?
And then beat him. He didn't. He was like, "I'll see you in September in 7 months' time at WrestleRama." I'm like,
He did not, did he?
He did? He did.
yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Why?
What did he say to Renzo?
His tongue to you.
Why that long?
Yep. 7th
I don't know
September.
anymore. So that send-off
WrestleRama.
match is not happening now till fucking next year. Fuck's sake,
It's
Joe.
like, well, to me, that screams whoever Renzo goes against over the next couple of months, Renzo's winning.
Puts away the Santos theory. Because
Unless if Santos beats
That's
him.
too long. If that's the case, I want the Rock versus John Cena built for this fucking match if it's that fucking long.
someone
Jesus
go get Machine Gun Kelly.
Get someone get Flo Rida.
Speaking of Santos did have a match on that card as well.
He did.
Well, who did he face?
Who did he face? I'm trying to think who actually Santos actually faced there in that match.
You just want fucking there. I don't know.
Tony, can you remember who Santos faced?
Santos went up against. Fuck me, we are really bad fans.
All professionals here.
They don't know they were
If
there.
Jamie was there, he'd remember.
Exactly. He can't remember what was happening because it didn't fucking happen.
Oh,
And you still can't remember who fucking
was-
Santos fought.
It was
was it not
Santos
Ty-Club?
versus Ilya Zarkov.
Yeah. yeah.
It was.
Zarkov.
Ilya Zarkov
Yeah.
got the win with the assist from that weird emo dude who keeps disrespecting his ma.
Darryl Lynch.
That's the
Darryl
one.
Lynch, the lad that can't wear his trousers properly, that lad.
The musical genius.
Oh, fuck off, Rob.
The uncle who gives main character vibes.
Fucking.
But yeah, no,
musical
it was
genius.
the show itself was good, but the ending was just like, why the fuck even bother?
So, what was his rate this weekend then? You two went to the 2 shows. We only went to Dublin.
Rob went to 3 shows, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I was the show on Friday.
The
You went to the
fact
OTT
that
Rock Gold show.
I, honest to God, thought you had hotels, everything booked, and that's why you were going over. But
No,
you
no,
came
no.
home that night.
Literally, so obviously with the OTT show not going ahead for Wolverhampton, flights had booked. I couldn't get them cancelled, couldn't get them changed. Didn't have anywhere to stay or nothing like that because I didn't book anywhere to stay, and because I was literally just going for the show, getting the first flight back that morning, which wasn't until 25 to 8. Had a nice chat with the police officer who was making sure I was okay because of the time that I had to get back
25
for
to 8
flight
at night or in the morning?
in the morning.
Sorry,
What the
backtrack.
fuck did you
What?
do?
Backtrack. Why was the police officer making sure you were all right? What the fuck did you do?
Well, it was
coke in
just
his
making
bag.
sure that I was okay. Because I was sitting there for a while, having a cup of coffee, as you do, to stay awake for like another 5-6 hours before your flight. And like I say, flew back to Belfast, 25 to 8 in the morning, arrived back into Belfast for about 9:15. Got to Dublin for about 12:30, 1:45. Yeah,
You're insane.
I think I had
You're mad.
I think I had 5 hours sleep between Friday and Sunday night.
I think for me,
J-Hours.
for
It fucking is.
me, the whole weekend, I'd probably give a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
I gave Dublin an 8. Dublin was an 8 out of 10 for me.
I'd give Dublin
And, well, I have the platform to do it, but I'll get into that now in a minute. I'm going to let the rest of you give you their ratings.
a 7. I'd give it a 7.
so I would say the whole weekend from Friday to Sunday for me was about an 8.5.
The extra point.
There's only because Darwin Nunes made you scream the red cow down.
Bloody well right he did.
The extra 0.5 is because of that fucking police officer.
Yeah, and the funny thing was, I remember talking about a police officer and the whole Dublin airport incident as well, type of thing, and that. And there's another police officer in England. It's like, oh, they're all coming for Rob Gold.
So what are you looking to rant about then, huh, Tony?
So, I feel it has to be said because I've heard it since the weekend has ended. I heard it in bits and parts. So on Sunday, there were people bitching and moaning about the ring crew, saying they weren't prepared. Can I just point out to you, how do you prepare for a spot that nobody tells you is happening when a man just fucks himself through ropes and doesn't give anybody any notification that he's going to do it?
And if Trent knew,
The spot you can prepare for, the spot you can't. The spot you can't. Like, there's just spots you can't. And you can't blame the ring crew and say that they're green or they're not prepared. When a lad doesn't tell you he's going through the ropes, he just does a bounce, and goes through the ropes. And there's no signs. There's no, like, hand signals or gesturing or... Shit happens and you have to go with whatever gets fucked at you and hope for the best.
I'd like to point out that they like moved everyone for every other spot. So if people are giving the ring crew shit for one spot out of like 15,
20.
I just need to point out as well, and I think Rob can back you up on this. On the Saturday night, the ring crew went above and beyond for a girl behind me that got, I think she twisted her ankle, went above and beyond. I checked in on her as well, went above and beyond to make sure she was all right. Because the ambulance came out of nowhere and the chair got pushed on her. And I think her ankle went one way, she went the other way. Twice it happened. I felt so bad for her. And I kept checking to make sure she was all right. And I think it was her mom and dad she was with, kept saying she's fine.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously Sam went through the ropes his first time, and then obviously Jay had decided to go over at the same time, which when she was trying to get herself back up again, and then she went back down again because the chair would move slightly. But I mean, as I say, that, I mean, if you're not going to be told to spot, type of thing, do you know what I mean? There's not much they could do if they weren't actually told about that spot, or if somebody had forgot about that spot happening so quickly in the match. But as I say, these things happen.
Did yours be a ringside, eh?
Well,
that was the most fun part of the fucking draw show, was when Terry Thatcher took a dive and caught me. I thought it was fucking amazing.
It was you that got caught by Terry.
Yeah, it was me.
I was like, I seen the red flannel and I was like, is that Martin? How did Martin get to the other side of the stage?
Oh, no. This was at the draw show. This was back fucking summertime. When it comes,
all right.
Yeah. When at that show, I don't know who the fuck got caught then, but like even then, the lads had moved them out of their chairs then. Like, if you're giving out about one spot out of like 15, 20 spots, saying that the lads are not good and unprepared, like, no.
Another thing that I wanted to act on, but I couldn't because of the crowd coming towards me, was, I believe, the middle girl of the three girls, Cara, I think her name was, Jay's sister.
Yes.
Those three girls were inconsolable when Jay was dragged past them, for obvious reasons. And I wanted to walk up and hug all three of them and ask them if they okay, and I couldn't get near them because of the crowd coming in my direction.
My sister talks a lot with Layla, and I told her, check and make sure they're all right, because like it nothing, like, cause from our point of view, and I hate to throw them under the bus here. From our point of view, okay, we could see everything. We could see Jay attempt to pick up Sam and fall back down, doing all that type of thing. apparently they saw none of that. All they saw was Jay do the spot.
I couldn't see any. I saw him fall,
Yeah.
and I saw him under the ring doing the thing. I couldn't see how he landed till I saw a video. And someone was like, "Is he actually hurt?" I thought he was actually hurt till I saw him the next night, and I wanted to kill him.
You
Nice,
fucking
Brad.
bastard!
I was going in. I was like, I want an update on Jay, and I was like, "Joe, is Jay okay?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I went upstairs, and the lad's in there setting up. I'm like, "You're a bollocks! You're a bollocks!"
Had everyone fucking worried.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm grand." And showed us a war around. I'm like, "Bollocks! You scared the bollocks out of me. You were a bollocks."
Yeah. Like ever since that wolf.
Say in the video and all saying be careful because he had a little bit of he lost a bit of balance and I was like, "Oh, Jay, be careful," in case it was worse. Like,
yeah, because like ever since that wolf spot, and he's went to do whether it's a door spot or a table spot, I've always been worried in case that happens again with him because that was. It was, I mean, yes, it might have looked good for the cameras and things like that, all that blood dripping down from his face and running his hands on his face. But the fact that, I mean, to take something like that and be concussed for.
I was in Wolves for that. And in Wolves, he actually did hit his head. That wasn't him blaming. He actually did hit his head.
He did. He hit that all right.
Going back to the Dublin incident, like I said, the point of view that I had and that Martin was right over him. He could see everything. I could see, like Rob had a better view than me. I had the ring post blocking me after he did the flip. I could see bits, but not the whole lot. The girls couldn't see any of it. The girls didn't even see him use the. And one of the girls is a sister, so regardless of if they could see it or not, she's gonna be worried about her big brother.
So from what I got told, all they saw was the spot, and then because obviously everyone's standing up like, "Oh my god, that was a crazy spot." And then next thing you know, when everyone sits down, all they see is just Jay getting out to the back, and it's like, "Oh my fucking god!" So
I assume they saw Foxy throw up the X.
No, they saw like from what Sarah told me, they saw nothing.
Right, so I saw the X. Yeah. And for those of you that don't have wrestling knowledge the way I would, an X means someone is hurt. It means out of script, someone is hurt.
What's that supposed to mean?
That's what it means. It means someone.
He's a massive CM Punk fan.
No, for people watching and listening, it means somebody is legit hurt. It means out of script, out of story, out of the match, someone's legit hurt. So that's why I genuinely thought he was hurt. You don't throw an X up for a story.
Yeah.
If someone's a J hurt, they're throwing up to the J hurt.
I mean, it's very.
If that's the case, does Robbie X always get hurt?
But yeah, I know now, seeing the video of him go down that he uses his knees to cushion the blow. I didn't see any of that until later on.
The thing is, right, I've learned this. Never trust OTT with the X because I remember 8th anniversary, the same thing happened with Trent 7 when he did that spot to the outside. Foxy threw up the X. And I remember saying to my parents, no, when you see the X go up, it's serious. And then Trent 7 fucking came out again. So I've learned the only place you never trust that X is OTT.
It's the boy who cried wolf.
That's what makes
again,
you
I do hope the 3 girls are okay. Because, again, they're all close-knit friends. So Jay is family to all of them. So you don't want to see anybody upset. You don't want to see anyone's family member get dragged by, even if it was a hook.
And I would just like to say to Jamie, like the reason he was doing that, as I said, is because he's a massive CM Punk fan. See, same thing.
See, yeah, exactly. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, Mr. Gold, we are coming up on stuff like that. So what have you left to talk about?
So, that has been the Belfast show. As I say, so it has been, and that I know Jo was looking to talk about. Obviously, this weekend we had Sting's retirement match.
Yeah,
as well.
That's your sign to. You don't have time to talk about that type of stuff, but next week on the Weekly Controversies, they will.
No, you won't.
Yeah.
You fucking
will?
Actually,
I actually want to say something.
Oh, no.
If I'm allowed.
It's your guys' show.
Okay. So, I'm going to say something that Tony and Rob just doesn't know this. I said, fuck it, I'll do it. Since it's going to be the 10th episode of Weekly Controversies, which is kind of like a little milestone for us, not only are we not going to talk about just anything wrestling, because I feel like that's what the episode's going to be next week. Going to talk about that, and that's new, current events in professional wrestling. But we're also going to do community questions. We are going to get yous involved. We are going to get the fans involved, get you their questions in. We'll put them in a sheet of paper. We'll say your name or your Instagram. We'll get you involved, get you their questions in, and then we can then talk about it. Because it's the 10th episode, because it's kind of a little milestone, it'd be good to get the fans involved. Do you
And
agree,
on
lads?
top of that, I do.
Yeah,
I like that idea. And on
That's
top of
grand.
that, over the next 3 or so weeks, we are on the road to the biggest sporting event in perhaps wrestling history, WrestleMania 40. So we will be discussing all things WrestleMania for the next couple of weeks. So if you have any controversial takes on that, hit us up, let us know. If you think it's controversial enough, who knows? You might be on a video with us getting told you're a cunt.
Do, absolutely. But yeah, that's it. Controversial takes. Give us your controversial takes on questions.
And spread us around. Let your friends know there's lads out there that don't give a fuck's out on their mind. And if they get content, they get content, but they have not yet.
Exactly.
No, we're still going. We're still kicking, boys.
Protector.
But on that note, J.O., I think it's time for you to take us home.
One more
absolutely.
thing. One
Oh my
more
God,
thing.
is everyone just got fucking announcements?
One more thing before we go. This
fuck this.
This is a message to Trent Seven.
Oh, okay.
If he wants to come back to the OTT, he can try and take these championships from us, because he's never going to be leaving this island with this title ever again.
That's the real championship. See that? The one he has, that's the Packy version. So fuck him. Anyway, before we go, before we wrap up, we're just going to say, check out the FiveMarks podcast on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and on Spotify. Also, check out the Weekly Controversies, which is the FiveMarks Weekly Controversies on Spotify. We're also on Instagram, and Rob is the one who actually has the TikTok. So check us out on TikTok. I've been Jail. This has been Tony. That's been Rob Gold, the real OTT World Champion. Martin is there, but I don't know where Martin's gone. Right. And this is the Weekly Controversies. Signing off.